Hi guys, welcome back to another Otome game Let's Play. Today we'll be playing Andromeda 6, a sci-fi Otome game. So, let's get into it. Warning for those who are photosensitive or may have epilepsy seizures. Enter my name. 11. She, her pronouns. Okay. Choose your species. Let's see what we got here. Oh, so there's a lot of made-up words, so I struggle with normal English words, so if I mispronounce these or can't pronounce them, well, oh well. So we have the Telari species, a gentle and intelligent alien race dedicated to their medical studies and nurturing way of life. A human, the most populous of species, renowned for their scientific advances and engineering. And Kitalfin, a humanoid race gifted with the ability to live both on land or water. This unique species easily adapts to their chosen habitat. Wait, I forgot to do this. I was gonna start a timer for 30 minutes because my last Let's Play was 3 hours long, and I feel like for the algorithm, that's not very good. So, okay, let me start. Okay. So let's see, which species? I think the Catalfin is like the most unique. And I like being unique, so we're gonna go with that one. Episode 1, Error 404. My eyes crack open slowly, one and then the other. In an instant, I'm blinded by fluorescent lights that make my head pound, and at once I regret the action. From the heaviness that's settled in my bones, I feel as though I've been asleep for a century. And with a low groan, I manage to push myself up on my elbows and clumsily survey my surroundings. Where the hell am I? I find myself in a small room, metal walls, a desk, and some shelves. Oh, and some shelves, 2 closed doors. Overall, the place looks quite bare and not at all familiar. I press a hand to my head in an attempt to stifle the pain, and a streak of panic tears through me. My heart begins to race, my mind attempting to sift through all the possible reasons I could be here in this foreign place, with no memory of how I got here. And the more I think, the more my brain thumps painfully against my skull. Why can't I remember anything? It takes some effort to push myself into a sitting position, my muscles protesting each small movement. I feel as though an entire building has fallen on me. I attempt to stand, but something makes me pause, a kind of whirring that emanates through the room, and then a sudden lurch of movement that has my legs buckling beneath me, sending me tumbling back onto the bed with a crash. My breath sticks in my throat, panic and confusion rising in me like a wave. What the hell is going on? The door opposite the bed hisses and shifts, sliding back into the wall as it opens, and my fight-or-flight reflex takes hold of me. Shuffle back into the corner or stand to meet the intruder. I'm a coward, so I'll shuffle back. My sock-clad feet slip on the covers as I shuffle back into the corner of the bed, keeping a wary eye on the door. My heart picks up speed. Droplets of sweat begin to bead on my forehead as I will myself to keep breathing. I need to get out of here. Perhaps if I show that I'm not a threat, whoever put me in this room will let me go. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you were awake. I gawk at the man who enters the room, assessing him carefully. He's so tall that his head almost touches the top of the door frame. He gives me a small, awkward smile, though it doesn't do much to ease my fears. Apologies, I should have knocked. I track him as he moves across the room, and the metal chair beneath the desk scrapes across the floor as he sets it closer to the bed. He sits and faces me, leaning forward with his arms rested on his knees and that tight smile still plastered on his face. How are you feeling? I'm fine, I'm in pain, I'm scared, or saying nothing. I'm just gonna let him talk. I looked the man over, from his gentle half smile to his casual posture. Not knowing if I can trust him, I choose to say nothing at all. With a small nod, he seems to accept this. You know, I was worried about you after... He cuts himself off abruptly, his eyes flickering, as though he's not sure he should have said that at all. After what? The silence that hangs between us feels decidedly awkward, his hesitation obvious by the way he fidgets with the bracelets around his wrists. I'll get you some water. Do you want some? He's changing the topic. I nod slowly, my eyes still narrowed on him. He stands and heads over to the desk, where I notice a pitcher of water and a glass. Something happened, something big. I can tell that much, but somehow I can't remember what. He pours a glass and hands it to me, and I drink deep, the cool water soothing my scratchy throat. When I'm done, I set the glass aside and turn to him again, deciding to take the questioning into my own hands. Who are you? Where am I? Am I a prisoner? I think I would be curious about where I was. Where am I? Where am I exactly? You can tell me that much, can't you? He hesitates a moment before his demeanor seems to shift. Yes, of course I can. You're on a ship, the Andromeda 6, and my name's June, by the way. Well, that explains the movement I felt earlier. We're on a ship. Am I a prisoner here? What? No, of course you're not. You were injured when we found you. We brought you on the ship to patch you up. Injured? How? Hey, what's your name? I opened my mouth to tell him my name, but I come up short. What is my name? I have a name. I feel it there on the tip of my tongue, but every time I reach out for it, it escapes me. I'm not sure. I mean, I have a name, I just can't remember it for some reason. June frowns, and the familiar feeling of panic begins to bubble up inside me. I should be able to remember something as simple as my own name. Closing my eyes, I try to coax the knowledge from my memories. I can feel it lingering on the edge of my thoughts, and I know it's close. I know it's close, hidden behind the mist in my mind. Nothing. Why can't I remember? My throat thickens at the realization. Not remembering how I got here is one thing, but not knowing my own name? All the names that cross my mind feel foreign, not one of them standing out as mine. Panic begins to sear my lungs, constricting my throat, leaving me gasping for breath. Hey, don't panic. Look at me. June shuffles his chair closer to the bed, his eyes locked on mine. He takes a deep breath in through his nose, releasing it slowly through his mouth. With a hand, he gestures for me to do the same. After a few breaths in and out, the tightness on my chest begins to ease and cool air floods my lungs. That's it. Good job. Now close your eyes and relax. Just keep breathing through it. I hesitate, but I follow his instructions. Closing my eyes, I roll my shoulders and let out a deep, shuddering breath. I know my name. It's here, somewhere. Don't try to force it. Focus on clearing your mind. Let it come to you. His voice washes over me like a balm, soothing and healing my fractured nerves. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Oops, I skipped. Ever so slowly, my mind empties. The darkness it leaves behind like an endless abyss, waiting to be filled. After a few moments, something clicks into place, like the download button in my brain has regained power once again. Trying to hold all other thoughts at bay, I part my lips and speak the one word that hangs like a neon light in the back of my mind. 11. 11, that's my name. A breath of fresh air washes over me, the frustration beginning to recede. I try to push my mind a little further, a last name, or even my home, But the more I try, the more the black hole of my memories sucks me into nothingness. Nothing comes to mind, not even the slightest inkling. I decide not to push it anymore for now. My first name will have to do. Slowly, I open my eyes again, a smile tugging at my lips as my eyes fall upon June and that contagious lopsided grin of his. I'm 11. June grins wider, and it's one of those smiles that reaches his eyes and wrinkles the skin beside them. It's a pleasure to meet you, 11. Do you remember anything else? I search my mind, every darkened crevice and corner, but come up short. No. June lets out a sigh, as if it burdens him to be the one to tell me whatever comes next. This might not be easy to hear. There was an attack on the palace in Silta Vie, on the planet Goldus. I found you unconscious nearby. A bridge had collapsed. Well, it had been destroyed, actually. Our medic healed what she could, but we never expected memory loss to be a factor. Perhaps you lived around the area. Does any of this sound familiar to you? I recall the city of Silta Vie, a capital of the planet Goldus. But did I live there? Do I have a life there, or a family waiting for me? My mind seemed bathed in darkness, coming up blank with each attempt to remember my past. I'm sorry, I remember the city, but nothing past that. June nods as he thinks, absently fidgeting with the bracelets around his wrists. It could be some type of short-term memory loss. We'll have our medic look over you again. If you remember where you're from, we can help get you back there. There must be someone waiting for you. There isn't. The words leave my mouth before I can stop them, but somehow I know it's true, and even if it isn't, what good would it be if I can't even remember them? June shifts in his chair, but I cut him before he has the chance to say more. All I know right now is my name. I have you to thank for that. It's a start, right? I chill my bottom lip anxiously, feeling his eyes flicker over me and knowing that he's not fooled by the casual act. An uneasiness settles in my stomach, and I think that perhaps I'm more shaken up than I've let on. The only consolation is that June seems worried enough for the both of us. I'll take you to see our medic. She'll be able to help you far better than I can. June extends a hand to help me stand, and when I take it, his skin is surprisingly warm, a stark contrast to the chill of the air-conditioned ship. Despite the roughness of his skin and the calluses on his fingers, his touch is gentle. For a moment, I think I might be okay to stand on my own, but when I let go of his hand, my legs buckle beneath me. Letting out a yelp, I fall backwards for only a second before a strong arm wraps around my waist, holding me up. 11, are you alright? June keeps his arm around me, and a warm flush creeps up the back of my neck as our eyes meet. Nice catch. Nice catch, wow. 11, seriously? Nice catch, I've never heard that one before. June laughs, and though I can hardly hide my smile, the sound of it makes my cheeks grow hotter. Sorry. Don't be. I like seeing you smile. What the? Already? Flirting with me? If I had thought my cheeks were hot before, now they're straight up burning, my tongue sitting uselessly in my mouth. Luckily, June flushes too, and I'm relieved knowing I'm not the only one. With his help, I'm soon balancing again on my own 2 feet, though it doesn't escape my notice that his hands linger on my waist a second or two longer than needed. I'm cut short when the lights above us blink on and off and the ship lurches, prompting June to steady me with a hand on his arm. With a hand on my arm once again. What was that? Oh, technical issues. What kind of technical issues? I raise an eyebrow at him. The last thing I need is to be stranded on a broken starship with no memory. One crisis at a time, thank you very much. It's nothing to worry about. Come on, I'll take you to the infirmary. I follow June out of the room and down a short corridor, where he stops in front of a set of blue, transparent double doors. This is where I leave you. I should probably get to the bridge before all hell breaks loose. The alarm must show on my face because he shakes his head and chuckles softly. Nothing to worry about. Head on in and Riona will take care of you. Thank you, June. He pauses for a moment, giving me a strange look that I can't quite place, and then as quickly, it's gone. Oh, and then just as quickly, it's gone. You're welcome, 11. I'll see you again soon. He smiles gently before he turns and disappears down the corridor, and I turn to the doors in front of me. I enter the infirmary as cautious and quiet as a rabbit avoiding a trap, not quite knowing what to expect. After getting to know June a little, I can only come to the conclusion that he's a good guy, and it seems like he was telling the truth about me not being a prisoner here. The first thing I smell as I pace through the infirmary is the smell. It smells clean, but not in the sterile medical way. More like dewy grass and fresh rain, like the open air and sky. It reminds me of a cool spring morning, though I can't recall ever having experienced one. It's almost homey. Oh, you're awake. The voice that startles me is surprisingly soft, and my head tilts to follow the sound. The woman who approaches me is Talari by the look of her luminescent skin and her bright yellow eyes. Oh, so one of the species is what the medic is. I'm Riona. It's good to finally see you up and about. I accidentally skipped. You had us worried for a while there. You're the one who's been looking after me? She smiles, and there's something so calming about it that it soothes me right down to my aching bones. I'm reluctant to let my guard down so easily, but her presence hardly inspires fear. Yes, I'm the medic here. And your name is? 11. Pleasure to meet you, 11. Please, take a seat. Let's have a look at you. She gestures with her long, thin fingers toward the medical chair that's positioned in the center of the room, and I follow her instruction, crinkling the sheet of plastic beneath me as I sit. So, how are you feeling? I have a pretty bad headache, but apart from that, I think I'm okay. June didn't give you any of the painkillers I gave him? I swear that man would lose his head if it wasn't attached to his shoulders. She huffs as she opens a cabinet and digs around. Whoa, I didn't click anything. Then she pours a glass of water, coming over to hand me the drink and a couple of small white pills. Here, take these. They'll help with the pain. For a moment I hesitate, thinking it's probably not the best idea in the world to take pills from a stranger, but in the end the pain in my head wins out. I take the pills, feeling the relief from them almost immediately as I set the glass aside. Damn, those painkillers are nice. Thanks, that's much better. I hesitate, and she cocks her head to the side, watching me curiously. Is there something else? Well, I haven't been able to remember much besides my name. I see. Riona grabs a long silver wand from a nearby table and holds it in front of me. May I? I nod, and she lights the tip with a swish, shining the blue lights on the end into my eyes, one after the other. I suspected you had a concussion when they brought you in here. You seem to have hit your head rather hard. I cleaned it up and lasered the wound back together, but I'm afraid there's not a lot I can do for memory loss. She inspects the old wound next, and her fingers are cool against my scalp. She gives an approving hum at whatever she finds there. Have you noticed any issues with your vision or coordination? The silver wand is pressed gently inside my ear before Riona pulls it back out and inspects the strange illuminated symbols on the sign. My balance was a little off at first, since then, apart from the memory thing, I've been feeling fine. Riona holds the wand in front of my face vertically, and a blue light washes over me, blinking for a few seconds before it dissipates entirely. When I follow her gaze to the screen behind me, the images have changed, depicting a series of numbers and icons I don't understand. Your scans are relatively normal, aside from some bruising here and there, though that's to be expected. She stands back and studies me carefully, her nose crinkled slightly in thought. Physically, you're healing well. If you've already remembered your name, my best guess would be a mild case of retrograde amnesia. Amnesia? Yes, it's more common than you may think. Following a head injury. Though I can't say that every patient heals in the same way. But it will heal, won't it? Rihanna gives me a sad smile, and it's only now that I can tell she's just as unsure as I am. Only time will tell. But perhaps if I ask you some questions, they might trigger a memory? It's worth a shot. Let's see. We'll start with something easy. Where did you live? I don't know. I try once more to come up with some glimpse of my past, but it's to no avail. My mind seems as though it has a thick layer of fog covering it, and it refuses to part. I don't know. My frustration must show on my face, because Riona gives me an encouraging smile. It's alright, let's try another question. Do you have any siblings? I don't know. I search my mind, desperate for any memory of family, but nothing surfaces. I don't know. Riona gives me a sad smile. It doesn't seem to be a good sign. I see. Don't push yourself too hard. We can try again later. I nod and glance around the room, and once again I'm hit by that smell. I notice now that there's something else mixed into it, something sweet, almost fruity. Can I ask what that scent is? Oh, it's my mister. Riona gestures to a small cylinder-shaped object in the corner of the room, glowing faintly. Where? I can program it to replicate sense. I can program it to replicate sense. This one is from my home planet, Telerin. She giggles unexpectedly, as if she didn't mean to say that. I guess I'm a little homesick. Let's see. I remember Telerin. Do you have family there? Did you learn to be a medic there? I don't remember Telerin. I guess do you have family there is the most normal choice. Do you have family there? You must miss them too. She blinks a little at the question, but rights herself in an instant. Yes, I have family there, but to be perfectly honest, my parents never had a lot of time for me when I was growing up. I miss my home, but I've always wanted to travel the system. I've seen far more these past few years than most Teleri see in their entire lives. Her face falls, and I get the impression that not all of what she's seen is good. Not many of us ever leave Telerin. With a home so beautiful, I suppose it's difficult to see why anyone would. But I had my reasons. Why did you leave Telerin? Is it Telerin or Telerin? Well, I'll be flipping back and forth. If you don't mind me asking. She smiles sadly, and I can't help but to feel a little of the emotion myself, sinking into my skin like dew. I wanted to help the people that no one else would. That's kind. I don't know of many people who would do such a thing. That's very kind of you. I thought it would be, but not all good intentions are welcomed. Her face changes, that sadness I'd seen glimpses of every now and then, rising to the surface once more. I'm not sure what possessed me to do so, but I lay a hand on her arm in comfort, feeling the cool service of luminescent skin beneath my fingers. Seeing her like this stirs something in me, some urge to do something to see her smile again. I'm sorry to hear that, but if it helps, I'm very grateful to you for taking such good care of me. Her lips curve upwards, and there's something beautiful about the softness of her eyes, the pink blush across her skin. Thank you. By the way, in this game, if you didn't see from the title screen, the love interests, there are 2 female love interests and like 5 or 6 male love interests, and they're all in the Andromeda 6. So Riona is one of the love interests. But I'm simply doing my job. You needed help? I couldn't just leave you. You could have, but I'm glad you didn't. The ship lurches violently, and Riona and I grab hold of the chair, fixed securely to the floor, to keep ourselves from flying across the room. Again? What was that? Oh, it may just be a gas cloud. Our pilot is usually good at avoiding them, but sometimes the autopilot veers us too close. I look her over, trying to decipher the truth. Technical issues? A gas cloud? Somehow I get the impression that both of those are a cover. Hopefully not for anything worse. Well, we're all done here. Best if you go back to your room and get some rest. Your body hasn't fully recovered. Do you think you can find your way back on your own? I'm sure I'll manage. Okay, that's good. I'll bring you some food and fresh clothes in a little while and check in on how you're doing. Thank you for taking care of me. It's no trouble at all. Now off you go and make sure to rest. I exit the infirmary and head back in the direction June and I had come from to find the room I was in. At least, I think it was this way? As I continue walking down the corridor, all of the doors look the same to me. And I realized that I should have let Riona show me the way after all. With no other option, I keep going. The corridors are a mix of metal walls and elaborate circuitry. Fluorescent lights, evenly spaced, hang from the ceiling. The occasional patch holding metal sheets together. I just read that, but it didn't sound very smooth. I look around for some kind of sign, but find nothing, stopping only when I come to the next door. It's larger than the rest of them. It must lead somewhere important. Okay, this is definitely not where I'm meant to be. Curiosity gets the better of me, and while I know I should be resting, per the medic's orders, I can't stop myself from exploring the space. I descend the stairs, passing by crates and various equipment until I notice a small porthole on one of the walls. Stepping closer, I peek through the window, finding the view to be absolutely breathtaking. The vast, dark abyss of the universe is laid bare in front of me. As I count the stars in the distance, I wonder, am I truly from Goldis? Somewhere out there, the answers wait for me. I'm sure of it. Somewhere in the system lies the key to my true self. My only fear is that it may be unwise for me to go chasing the ghosts of my past. Perhaps this all happened to me for a reason. Perhaps I'd be better off leaving the ghosts buried and start anew. But something tells me deep down that I need to know. Well, look who's up and running. I'm startled by a voice behind me and I jump, turning to find the source. Relax, kid, I'm not gonna... Holy shit, is that what all the racket is down here? Is that all the racket is down here? I don't know. The man who had previously interrupted me steps up to a nearby door, pausing as he studies the panel beside it. When he turns to me again, he swears under his breath, rubbing a hand over the back of his neck. This is not good. The captain's gonna flip his lid when he hears that there's a hole in the cargo hold. I'm sorry, a hole in the what? You mean the ship? Is it safe for us to be here? I can feel the panic rising again. The fear that we could be sucked out into space at any moment, sounding like a real possibility. That is terrifying, being sucked out into space. The man paces a few steps as he mumbles to himself, looking at the door nervously before turning to me. Don't worry, that door is airtight. I'm more worried about the loaded supply we had stored in there. When I don't say anything, his lips pull into a tight line. Small fruit only grows on tall iron. I shrug my shoulders, and he lets out a defeated sigh. Doc gets cranky without her special fruit, and you do not want to see her when she's cranky. Come on, let's head to the bridge. We can chat on the way. He turns briskly, and I debate running in the opposite direction. Why? That's so random. Before I think better of it, and I'm forced to jog to catch up with him. I follow the man up the stairs and back into the corridor where he's waiting for me, a friendly smile curving his lips. I'm Bash, by the way. You got a name? 11. Pleasure. So, 11, how the hell did you end up in the middle of the coup on Goldis? The coup? I don't remember. You don't remember how you got there? I don't remember anything. Well, except my name. June helped me with that. He smiles at that and thinks it over for a moment before he speaks again. Well, that's brilliant. Think about it. It's not every day you get to make up a brand new identity. You want to pick a new name? If you do it quickly, I won't tell you when you swapped it. Not that there's anything wrong with the one you've got, but think of all the choices. I stare at him stunned, and for a moment or two his face drops in realization. Unless you're not happy about all this shit, I'm sorry. Sometimes it takes my head a few seconds to catch up with my mouth, you know. It was a good idea, honestly. Hey, it was a good idea, truly. And who knows, I might consider it, but only after I figured out a few more things about myself first. Who knows, there might be something worth keeping. He grins, his smile wide and warm, and suddenly I feel like this place might not be so bad. Well, if you need help coming up with new names, let me know. I've got tons of ideas. Does he just dream of waking up with no memory and then creating a new identity? And hey, I get it. There's nothing like falling on your ass to make you feel like nothing in this damn world makes sense anymore. If it's any consolation, I've been there once or twice myself. His smile turns sad, and I have a hard time imagining anything in the world bringing down the bundle of energy in front of me. My eyes drift to the tattoos flickering over his skin, the ink glowing luminescent under the spaceship's lights, and then to the bionic arm at his side, a network of metal plates and connectors intrinsically woven together. You know, now that I look at him, he's giving me cyborg vibes from Teen Titans. Oh. Oops. Christmas. Oh. It's been 30 minutes. As much as I would love to keep going. After I did a 3-hour recording yesterday, I realized it's not the best way to do long Otome games. Okay, I'm gonna save here, and I'm gonna post another 30 minutes tomorrow. So, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Well, actually, if you're interested in playing this game, it's free, technically, on itch.io. If you wanna spend money on it, you totally can, so you can support the creators and developers. But yeah, you should definitely check it out if you're interested in playing it before I get to my next episode. Now I can say thanks for watching. Bye bye.